Alrighty, guys, welcome back. My apologies about that. We did have some interruption there to the previous live stream, but we got this one back up. So, welcome back, everyone. Again, just as a reminder, the internet connection here is really slow and does tend to drop a lot, especially because we have a storm moving in and we only have satellite internet out here. Um, before we get started again, guys, if you did miss the last live stream, I do have a new website out, ropethejackpot.com, where you can learn more about me and also check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/cowboy slots. And we'll go ahead and resume the live stream. I was talking last time about the difference between pinball and top dollar. I believe that was the question that we left off on. That was the question that we left off on before. My favorite personally is pinball over top dollar. But again, we're going to just wait for some more questions to roll back in here, guys. Again, I apologize for the last live stream interruption there. Just answering some questions over here. And we're just hanging out waiting for some questions. So again, you guys, shoot me over some questions if you want me to answer those for you. It's Monday, April 11th. It's a good day here in Wyoming, other than the fact of it's about ready to snow. So hopefully this live stream will not drop. If I go quiet for a minute, I'm just waiting for some questions to come in, guys. So I apologize about that. There we go, slot drop. Yeah, we were just talking about pinball and top dollar there before the live stream cut out. I wouldn't say it's harder to get the bonus on pinball. It really just kind of depends on, I guess, where the game is at. I've sat down at pinball games and gotten pinball after pinball after pinball, and then I've gone to top dollar and played it for 30 minutes and not hit anything. And then the opposite, so to say, I've sat at top dollar and hit the bonus back to back and gone to pinball and hit nothing. So really, I guess it all depends. But as for the actual game itself, they're about the same. Do I have a list of machines by how volatile they are? No, I do not. I do not have a list of those. One thing about the casino industry, guys, to always keep in mind is there are so many variables and so many different games, even the same game. So pinball in one city, one state, one tribe is going to be completely different from another one. And they are all programmed differently. So, and there's a lot of different factors. It depends on the denomination, the amount of credits that you play. Is it a 3 credit? Is it a 5 credit? Is it 1 credit? And all of those have different programming aspects to them. So again, none of the information that I ever give you guys is meant to be a blanket statement, because everything is very different in all aspects of the casino. So just keep that in mind. You really do have to kind of research your own casino and your own area to really get into all of those details. Curious to know the payout statistics. Again, it depends on the state or tribe that you're in, because they are so different. There's not really one set universal standard for that. Can I explain must hit by machines and how to know when to play them? So the must hit by machines are actually something that's relatively new in the industry. They are starting to come out more frequently. But there's actually not a lot of must hit by progressives. I know a couple of you asked about my last video where I explained lightning links, dancing drums, stuff like that. I did mention that those progressives do not have a cap. And I know a lot of people, came to me and said, oh no, they have a cap, because I've seen them stationary at one number. So the times that they're stationary at one number, they're actually not considered progressives. It's considered a prize. So again, those are completely different, but they are not must hit by progressives. So they do not have a limit on them on when they have to pay out or anything like that. I will be doing a video on the must hit progressives eventually. But again, those are relatively new. There's not very many of them out right now. Some casinos have more than others, and some casinos don't have any at all. So once I kind of learn a little bit more about those, I'll come out with a video about the must hit progressives. Dragon Links, my opinion on lower betting is betting 375 on nickels or 250 on dimes. Honestly, I would always opt for betting the higher denom and the lower bet, just simply based on most legal aspects of states. The denomination, the payouts have to be based on the denomination, and the higher those denominations, the higher the payouts are. So I would opt for, in that case, the 10-cent machines in your example. When playing games such as China Shores that give you up to 900 free games, are each of the free games separate, or is the whole bonus predetermined? So on those games, they are not predetermined, so each spin is independent. Can I cover TITO installation on IGT S2000s and how to edit the tickets? So the TITO installation, it really depends on who's making the TITO products. There are some places out there that do make the TITO systems for the S2000s and that have relatively easy installation instructions with them. Just check with those individual makers. As for editing the information that's printed on the tickets, you can do that yourself at any time. It is in the menu. You do need the key chip to do it. But if you put the key chip in there, there is an option to edit the information on the tickets. It's a little tedious to do, but once you do that, you'll be all set to go. How do laws and regulations for slots differ on cruise ships from traditional casinos? So I did do a video on cruise ship slot machines. You can check that out in my library. That kind of details all of that information. Did an interview with a tech that worked on the cruise ships, and they kind of explained that a little bit. Thank you for your expertise and willingness to provide information on this channel. You're very welcome. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys. Congrats on the new website. Looks great. Thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate that. Again, guys, if you missed it, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the comment window. But I do have a new website, ropethejackpot.com. Right now, there's not a whole lot on there, but I did include an about section. So if you want to learn my story and learn about my background, kind of what this channel stands for, I did put a little mission statement out there on the website. So I put that link in the comments so you guys can go check out the website. Rick says, just to let you know, I hit a $13,500 hand paid jackpot triple red hot sevens because I watched your videos and tips. You're doing an awesome job, Rick from Kansas. Thank you very much, Rick, and congratulations on that hit. That is definitely a good machine to play there. It's one that I would recommend. So that's awesome. I love hearing stories like that. Actually, a friend of mine who never gambles was in Las Vegas a couple days ago. And he asked me which machines to play, and I kind of directed him around, and he ended up playing a $10 pinball slot and hit a jackpot within his first couple minutes, and that was his first one. So that was really kind of cool. I always do love hearing your stories, guys. So definitely, if you end up hitting a jackpot, or if you end up trying out my tips and they work for you, let me know. Always love hearing those. I did also, guys, I did start a Patreon because I know a lot of people have asked, in particular, there's a lot of people that have asked, like, oh, how can we thank you, or how can we support you? I did start a Patreon page that is linked in on the main bio of the Cowboy Slots YouTube page if you want to check that out. But just as a reminder, and I like to tell everybody, I do not charge for tips or advice, and I don't sell any methods, and nothing's for sale. So it's totally optional. For those of you that would like to help support the page, you can also visit us on Patreon. Martin D, like, share, subscribe, definitely, guys. If you are a member of any slot group on Facebook, Facebook has been really, I don't use Facebook a whole lot other than just the Cowboy Slots page. But if you are on Facebook and you do have slot groups that you follow, be sure to share some of the videos in there. That really does help the channel out a lot. It helps get the word out. So I really appreciate that for each and every one of you guys. Matt says he's been playing triple stars lately and hitting. Thanks for the tips. You're very welcome. I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that everything's working out for you. Just always remember it's gambling and nothing's guaranteed, but I'm glad my tips are working for you. Buckeye Slots, I have watched thousands of hours of YouTube and learned more from you in your first video. I've been hitting on $5 triple double almost every trip. Thanks for the great tips. You're very welcome. Again, I'm wonderfully happy that those tips are working for you guys. It really does make me happy to hear that from you. Can I describe standalone progressives, single machine progressives? Are they configured, and is the payout changed often or easily? So standalone progressives are usually just programmed one time when the machine is first set up. Typically speaking, they don't have a cap on them at all unless it's a must hit by progressive. And those really are entirely random. I mean, sometimes those progressives can go for a very, very, very long time, or sometimes they can hit right away. So it really depends. Sorry about the dings, guys, for messages coming in. Let's see. Our local casino, Grattan, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Grattan Casino won't release the information for percentages based on the payouts. How do I find this? So each state and tribe is different. Oftentimes, guys, if you're wanting to get payout information from the casinos themselves, the casino itself will not release that information. That's usually something you have to go to your local gaming commission to get. And depending on the state law, sometimes they can provide it, sometimes they won't provide it at all. So it really just depends on your location and where you're at. What's the biggest jackpot that I've seen someone win? Probably about 200,000 around there. That's probably the biggest I've seen somebody win in person at a casino. Do machines with multiple game options on them utilize the same accounting class amongst the other games for a particular denom? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. More information on Dragon Link, I'll be happy to provide that. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last, I think I mentioned this in the last stream that got cut out, but I will be in Las Vegas April 22nd. I will actually be with Stacy's High Limit Slots, and we're going to be doing some videos together there in Las Vegas. So I'll try to get some Dragon Link videos, Lightning Link videos, so on and so forth. And also, I am going to try to do an actual live feed from Vegas, walking around the casino, picking the machines, sitting down, showing everything from start to finish. I'm going to try to do that. If not, I will definitely come out with some videos from Vegas. How does a brand new machine have the ability to make a big payout? Would it need to be in action for a while? It wouldn't necessarily need to be in action for a while. They still have the ability to every slot machine from the day it comes off the floor has the ability to hit that top line jackpot. Is Wheel of Fortune still a bad slot to play for payback in general? Yes, it is. Wheel of Fortune, again, it is a wide area progressive. So essentially think of it this way. If you're playing Wheel of Fortune, you're basically, it has the same odds as if you were to go out and buy a Mega Millions ticket or a Powerball ticket or something like that. So Wheel of Fortune is a very difficult game to hit the top line progressive. Oftentimes, though, it will give you the wheel bonus. It tends to give the wheel bonus more than actual big line hits. But if you want to play for the actual wheel itself, it's a good game to play. But if you're trying to get that top line progressive or mega bucks or something like that, it's a pretty bad game to play, odd wise. When there's slot tournaments, do they work the same terms as payout and RNG? Actually, no, they do not. So tournaments usually used to be slot machines there were separate machines just for tournaments. Now there's actually a programming option, especially on these newer slots, where casinos can go in and put it in what's called tournament mode. which tournament mode, because it's not accounting money, it's accounting points, it does work entirely different. It's usually a lot, uh, it's pulling from a different set of numbers, but when it's doing that. So the tournament machines do work entirely different. They don't rely on the same programming of the actual slot machine itself when it's in play with real money. How can you contact the gaming commission in your state? Honestly, probably just look up on Google, gaming commission of Wyoming, Indiana, Louisiana, whatever your state is. And they always have a contact option. Don't be afraid to call them either. Just call them and ask. Again, every state is different, but Nevada is really good. Nevada is actually very quick. They have most of their stuff just on the internet right there for anybody and everybody to pull. Do I think they set the payback percentages higher on the new games to get people to talk about them more? No, no, they do not. Again, those payback percentages are legally based, so they all do have to be the same consistency across the board on all denominations for that. However, the new machines, as I did mention in my last video about Lightning Link, Dragon Link, stuff like that, they really do take into account of the player holdability factor. So they tend to award a lot of smaller wins. It seems like almost every single every single spin, even if you're playing $5, you might spin it once and it gives you a couple cents back or something like that. And it does the sound effects and makes it seem like you're winning more, but you're actually not. Hugh says, should I just head to the high limit area? It really depends on your budget. Honestly, if you have the budget to do it, I would definitely do it. But if it's not in your budget, I would try a machine that's more within your budget. Slot tournament, aka luckiest person in the tournament. Headed to Vegas in 2 weeks. Top 3 casinos for high limit play. In my opinions, top 3 casinos for high limit play in Las Vegas: Aria, Cosmo, Bellagio. Those are the top 3. Very, very easy. Joyce says she loves the chats. Thank you so much. Marcy says, not slot related, but what happens when all the free slot play is not used? Does the casino put that towards other promotions? Typically, no. Essentially, guys, with free play, it's like the casino already has the money. It's already in their account, so they don't really account for it. They have a budget for free play that they put out. If it doesn't get used, it just sits there. Obviously, a lot of times free play on your account will have a designated time frame. Like if you come to stay at a property, they might say, oh, you have 48 hours to use your free play, and then it's gone. So again, it's kind of one of those use it or lose it things. For online slots. So honestly, guys, for online slots, I would really, really recommend staying away from online slots. A lot of people ask me about those. I actually did have an online slot company send me a message, and they actually asked me if I would do a video on them. And my response to them was, sure thing, I'll do a video on you. But first, I need to test it for myself. So I'm going to go set up an account, and I'm going to go through the process just like I was a normal player, and I'm going to give it an honest review. And then I asked them a question. I said, I also need to know like information about you. Where are you located at? What are your payback percentages like? And they did not like that. And turns out they were one of those online casinos that they have servers based in India. Be careful, guys, especially putting your money out there. Some of these online casinos, they try to say make it easy by, oh, link your bank account with us, link your debit card with us. Be careful with that, guys. Most of these online casinos are not based here in the United States, and their security is really kind of subpar. So just be careful about that when you're playing online slots. Do your research. If you do decide to play online slots, stick with a company that you know for a fact is based here, has servers here, and is regulated here, because a lot of these other companies are not. I've always wanted to know this. When you have the option to pick one of the bonus games, such as Piggy Bank, is the outcome the same as whether you would have picked the pigs or the free spins? So it depends on the game. As for the Piggy Bank game, The free spins are not predetermined, but the pig bank is predetermined. So you kind of have two routes to go there. So your payouts would be different. I just don't know when to change the denomination. Do slots favor one denom over another? So with multi-denom slots, the best advice that I can give, each denomination is programmed entirely separate. They have separate accounting records. They have entirely separate programs. So when we go to program the multi-denom slots, we program each one separately. They are considered basically a new game. So if you're sitting on the same slot machine and you're playing one denomination and you're not having any luck, you might have better luck in another denomination, or you might have worse luck. Really, it depends, because those are all accounted differently. Perfect. I'm glad I'm staying at Cosmo. Cosmo is really nice. I've never stayed there, but I have gambled there. They're really nice. On games like Dancing Drums, you have the option to pick 15, 10, 5, 3, or mystery free games. Is each selection predetermined as to its payouts, or is there always a top choice? So the free spins are not predetermined on those games, guys. So it really kind of depends on your personal preference. There's not a better choice over another. Me personally, whenever I play Dancing Drums, I like to gamble. I opt for the three. I opt for the three free games with more ways to win, because my way of thinking is, if that three free games actually re-triggers and you get more, that would be a pretty good payout. So I personally will opt for three, maybe five, but usually I opt for three when I'm playing Dancing Drums. How long does it usually take for offers to be updated? Example, M Life after a big trip. It depends on the company, but normally I give it about a week or so. Who goes with you to Vegas? Are you still working now as a tech? Usually I'll go by myself to Vegas, or I'll meet up with some friends down there. And no, I am not working as a tech currently. If I was working as a tech currently, I probably could not have this slot channel, because that would probably be really conflict of interest. So no, I'm not currently working as a tech, and usually I go to Vegas by myself. Let's see here. Sifting through some of the questions. Have I ever played the first Jackpot in Tunica? It used to be Bally's. No, I have not. There's still a lot of casinos that I haven't been at. I'm really familiar with a lot of the casinos in Indiana. Years ago, I did gamble down in Louisiana a couple times. Oklahoma, I've only ever played at once, but it was not WinStar. I do have a plan to go to WinStar and do a full review on those machines there and on their property. Fun fact about WinStar, which I'm actually coming out with a video on this, but I'll give you guys a little hint here in this live feed. A lot of people might not know WinStar is actually the largest casino in the entire world. Think about that. Oklahoma has the largest casino in the world. It's WinStar. The building itself stretches almost a mile. The gaming, it has over 600,000 square foot of gaming real estate, which is larger. It actually is much larger than one of the biggest casinos in the world in China. So if you want to go to the largest casino in the world and have the most game options, go to WinStar in Oklahoma. Again, I have not personally been there, but I do have a plan to make a trip out there. Off-strip casinos, are off-strip casinos better? Boyd Gaming, etc. So according to the Nevada State Gaming Commission, it is a little bit better off strip. I believe, according to the last report from the Gaming Commission in Nevada, they said that the Boulder City Strip actually has the best odds in the state. I've not been there, so I don't know. I can't verify that, but that's just what the Gaming Commission says. Been to WinStar, it's massive. I go to WinStar all the time. Yeah, I do plan. There's a lot of people on here on the YouTube channel that do play at WinStar. So I am probably going to be making a trip out there, especially I might do a meet and greet because we do have so many followers on the channel that are actually that is their go-to casino. So if I do plan on coming out there, I'm going to try to get some swag and stuff for you guys and actually set up a meet and greet for when I do come out there. Why is Buffalo Gold so hard to win on? That I am not sure. I'm not too familiar with the Buffalo Gold game, but I'll happily do some research and get back to you guys. What's the best advice you can give a beginner slot player? So, for slot machines, my best advice to give if you are a beginner to slots is start out small and just always know that try not to get roped in by all of the casino's hype. I know it can be hard. Um, Make sure you're walking away with your winnings. Start out small, get to know your casino, get to know the feel of it, and build up from there. I do have a method that I like to use. I will probably be coming out with a video on this. It's a method that I started doing many, many years ago. I like to call it my build up method, where basically you can start with a smaller bankroll and then start with a smaller denomination machine and slowly work your way up with your winnings. Again, it's not always guaranteed. Nothing in the casino industry is ever guaranteed, guys. So, again, if there is anybody out there saying that, oh, I have a surefire guaranteed method to help you win, it's bull crap. Don't listen to it because there really is no sure method to win. So just be smart when you play. Have you ever played at Blackhawk, Colorado? I have. It's been years. So I do live in Wyoming, and Colorado is obviously our neighbor to the south. So I do not. I'll probably be making a trip down there eventually to Blackhawk. I think it's probably Blackhawk's maybe I think 6 hours from my house. So I might make a trip down there eventually. But I did play there once years and years ago. When I say years ago, it was probably like 2007. Can you go to Washington State? Gladly. I am planning on doing some more trips and stuff to check out other casinos around the country. So that I'll definitely put that on my list. I did okay on the triple double stars $1 slot. That's good to hear. Triple stars is a really good machine. It can be kind of quirky at sometimes because one thing I've noticed about the triple stars machine is it can go for long periods of time and not hit anything, and then all of a sudden when it does start hitting it, it's hitting like crazy. So that's one thing about triple stars that I've always noticed. I play at Blackhawk all the time from being from Cheyenne, Wyoming. You would love it there. I will definitely have to check that out. I was actually in Cheyenne a couple weeks ago. I had to run out there for something. Cheyenne's not too far. If you live in Wyoming, I live in the town of Kemmer. So if you know where that's at, um, let's see, just a girl. I won $1,009 from your knowledge on slots. Wanted to say thank you. Thank you very much. I love hearing that. Again, guys, if you have winnings or anything like that that you'd like to share that my tips helped you out, please share those. I do love that. I think I'll probably start a section on the new website, ropethejackpot.com. Again, is the website. I'll probably start a new section on the website for testimonials and stuff like that for people that have followed my tips and advice and won. So be sure, shoot me over a message on Facebook. You can always message me on Facebook, especially if you have a picture of your wins or video clip or anything like that. Can you come to Florida? I am planning on coming to Florida eventually. Yes, probably just for a vacation to get out of the cold, but yes, I will come to Florida. Is WinStar a class 2 casino? I believe it is, but I will have to double check. I know they have the red screens. I know they have bingo machines. I'm just not sure if they also have class 3. I would have to look, but they are class 2, but I would need to double check to make sure that they don't have class 3 slot machines. If somebody in the chat knows the answer for sure, if WinStar is just strictly a class 2 casino, let me know in the chat so we can answer that question. Like I said, I believe it is, but let me know. Okay, so one person on here, yes, WinStar has both Class 2 and Class 3. Perfect. Okay, so good. That answers that question. Uh, do, 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 do. By the way, that penny slot that you played recently that had the free games is a good machine. I usually get a six pack before I lose the 20 and get bored. Great machine. It really is. Honestly, that penny machine, it's a great machine if you're just trying to kill time, enjoy some free drinks, wait for friends, anything like that. Some of those older penny machines, they can keep you going for a long time. And it's a great way to build up points. So definitely enjoy that machine. Where do casinos normally put triple stars? Because I would like to try that. I don't know if they have that in Washington casinos. It really depends on, I believe Washington State has skill games only. Again, if there's someone in the chat that can correct me on that, let me know. But I believe Washington State only has skill games and they do not make a triple stars skill version. So you might not have triple stars up there. Joyce says tips did win me a hand pay when changing denoms. That's great. Again, I love hearing those guys. I do plan on launching. If I get enough people that have photos or testimonials, if you guys want to be featured on my website, ropethejackpot.com, shoot me over a message. Go to ropethejackpot.com. You can email me. You can always email me a photo of your wins or anything like that. I will gladly post those on the website. If you guys would like me to. Danny says he raised to a higher denom on video poker and has been winning more. That's awesome. Again, guys, the higher denominations is where the money's at. So keep playing those higher denoms if you have the ability to. And again, we don't want to encourage anybody if you don't have the budget to do that. Don't do that. You want to make sure that you're always playing smart. Again, guys, this is an educational channel. I'm not on here to promote anybody to gamble more than they should or anything like that. So make sure that you're always sticking within your budget. Does anyone know if WinStar Choctaw has dice craps now, or is it still card craps? That I don't know. If someone in the chat knows the answer to that, if you go to WinStar and you're a craps player, we'll try to get the answer for that. Why is the mini always a winner when you have to pick during the bonus? The mini is the most common one. There's a lot more minis to be won, so it's more common that it's going to come up. But again, especially with dancing drums, guys, here's the thing, and I shit you not. When it comes to dancing drums, when I worked for the casino and we first got dancing drums in, we paid the grand so much that we were starting to question having those machines because people would come in and they would play just the minimum 88 cents. And it would be like we would pay out the grand, and then an hour later we would pay it out again, and an hour later we would pay it out again. So hitting the grand is a lot more common than people think. So those do go a lot, guys. If you're in the casino constantly, or if you work in the casino, obviously you're going to be around those machines, 40 hours a week or more, and you're going to see that. But from the player side, you really don't see that. But those progressives, the grands, the majors, they do go almost on a daily basis. What would you play with $300? What denom? I would do a dollar machine. I would start out with a dollar machine, and then me personally, if I won more, I would move it up to a $5 machine. What is a good bankroll to start with playing slots on a daily basis? So, Steve, there was a guy that I ran into at a casino one time. He had a trick that he would do. He would bring $100 into the casino every day, and then he would basically double it and leave. He would just double it and then leave. If he won more, great. If he didn't, great. But he did that every single day. So if you're looking to play slots every single day, the key would be to pace yourself. For sure. Choctaw has both now for the person that asked those questions. $15 super chat. Thank you very much. Guys, the super chats really help. I appreciate it. Thanks for these. Really great channel. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. I really appreciate it. Be sure to, again, Share the videos. If you are on Facebook, Facebook actually is a great place to share videos. I personally don't use Facebook a lot, but if some of you out there are on slot machine groups on Facebook, share some of my videos, especially if they've helped you out. Share some of my videos, help get the word out, because that does help the channel to grow. It helps it to grow a lot. So be sure that you're sharing the videos. That's the biggest thing that I would ask for. Biggest thing, if anybody wants to help the channel, is just to help spread the word and share the videos. Because the more people we can get the videos out to, the better. And again, I don't charge for advice, so nothing's for sale or anything like that. So it's all free. Going through some. Have I discussed video Keno yet? IGT Game Kings. No, I do plan on doing a video on those. I do plan on doing a video on Keno, video poker, stuff like that. So be watching for that. Make sure that you hit the bell. It's right next to the subscribe button. It's a little gray bell. That'll send you a notification anytime that I do come out with a new video or go live spur of the moment. So make sure that you turn your notifications on for the channel, so that way you know when I come out with a new video. SA Slot Player, you and this show have been a blessing to me and my wife. Thank you for all your tips and advice. You guys are very welcome. I really do appreciate it. I started this channel for fun. I started this channel to help kind of bust some myths and help people out. Everybody deserves to win, honestly. Everybody deserves it. So I wanted to make sure that I'm bringing you guys some good information that you can actually use and that's easy to understand. So thank you guys for being a part of this channel. I really appreciate it. Ralph says, LOL cowboy, hey, can you ride a horse? Well, I do own them, so I would hope so. Yes, I do ride horses. I have two horses myself. One of them, actually, he just turned 20 yesterday. And then my horse, Fry, which I ride all the time, everywhere. He's a big boy. What do you think the 5-spin? Do you think that the 5-spin and done is a good theory? So there are a lot of theories out there, guys, and I don't want to comment on the 5-spin method. That belongs to another channel. But I always do like to encourage you guys. Again, I'm not selling anything. But if there's a method out there that works for you guys, if it's working for you, definitely stick with it. But I don't have any thoughts on the 5-spin method. I don't personally use it, but if it works for you, that's wonderful. So yeah, just I won't comment on it further because that does belong to another slot channel. Shelly, $10 super chat. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate that. Thank you for being part of the channel. Do I play video poker? Mark says. I do play video poker. Not a whole lot. Normally, my thinking on video poker is if I'm wanting to enjoy some free drinks or kill time, I will go down to the bar and I will typically play Deuces Wild video poker just to kind of kill time and enjoy some free drinks. Peter says, what are your thoughts on Professor Slot's taste strategy? Again, I can't comment on another channel. I will say this. I did get a chance to talk to John, Professor Slots, once just through email. He is a very nice guy. He's a very respectable person. I don't have any thoughts on the taste strategy. Again, every casino is different, and he does mention that in a lot of his videos as well. So if a method is working for you guys, definitely want to stick with it. Do I ever play in Atlantic City? I've never been to Atlantic City, actually. It's on my list of places to go. Is the bonus on pinball predetermined for the 5 balls? That I would have to look into. I want to say no, but I'll have to look into that. I did have at one point a pinball machine come through my shop, and personally, I wanted to keep it. When I was programming it and clearing out the records and resetting it, there was not any kind of option in the pinball machine for any kind of predetermination. So I'm going to say no, but I would have to double check. And I might ask my friend over at IGT and see what he says. Can you do group polls when you go to the casino to mingle and meet some new friends as well? Yes, I'll definitely be doing that. I'm going to try some group polls eventually. Eventually I'll do that. Stacy and I actually talked about maybe doing like a light group poll or something between maybe Stacy, Greg, and I when we go to Vegas. Mark says, great channel, very informative and honest. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. Do you recommend Wizard of Odds for info? I actually have not heard. I actually don't know. I've never seen their information. So that I really can't tell. But again, I'm not going to comment on other channels' methods or anything like that. Because again, everybody's methods are different. There's all kinds of methods out there. So if methods work for you, definitely stick with it. But I've never seen the Wizard of Odds. I've heard about them. I've never seen it, so I can't comment on that. Everybody asks us, have I ever seen the 1,000 credits won on Pinball? And the answer is no. Stacy and I actually talk about that a lot. I've never seen somebody win the 1,000 credits on Pinball. I've never even heard of it happening. So if somebody out there has won the 1,000 credits on Pinball, let me know, because you are definitely an anomaly. 426 Rich, add me to the list of people you helped. Always played new school games and tried an old school the past weekend and picked up $675 win on $3. Appreciate it. That's awesome. I really love hearing that, guys. Definitely, again, if you do have some wins, if you won on my tips and want to shoot me over a photo or something to put on my new website, or if you guys want to help out with my new website at all, ropetojackpot.com, you can send me an email on there. I do get those. Any advice on Wild Triple Strike Progressive Standalone? I don't have any advice on that, just because I've not played it, so I don't know too much on it. Let's see. Just reading through some comments, guys. Sorry about the wait. I saw some people playing slots, just press the max button. Does that make a difference? No, it doesn't make a difference. Once you push the button once, the machine's already determined its outcome. Let's see. Don says, I love the info that you have posted and the tech info. It's been a big help. I'm not a big roller, but it's great coming out of their head. That's awesome. I love hearing that, guys. Love hearing that. What are opinions on slots in small towns like Downs Casino in Wyoming? So in Wyoming, we do have some smaller. They're not considered casinos. They're considered off-track betting facilities. Wyoming Downs is one of those. I actually do have a plan to get in touch with the people at Wyoming Downs and maybe do a video on that and kind of get some more information on it. I think my closest Wyoming Downs location is the one in Evanston across the street from the Pilot. I did stop in there once. They have a pretty large selection of machines for not being a casino. So I'm going to check that out. Somebody says that he thinks that the big jackpot actually won the 1,000 credits on Pinball maybe 3 years ago. He could be wrong. That I don't know, but I would definitely love to see it. If anybody out there has won the 1,000 credits on Pinball, I would definitely love that. Is it better to wait for the win to finish before pressing the spin button again? Lady Light says, personally for me, it doesn't make any difference at all. Personally for me, I do not like to let the credits just sit there and rack up. I get antsy, and usually if I win, even on a jackpot, like once it hits, if I'm playing a game and it hits a jackpot, I'll just push the button again to hurry up and get paid so I can keep playing. So it really doesn't matter. Let's see. Somebody said that the 1,000 credits that the big jackpot one was on Top Dollar. Top Dollar. Okay. All right. Saturday, I hit triple stars for over 1,000. One spin was 720. That is awesome. I love hearing about that. Absolutely love hearing about those guys. Again, as I wait for some more questions to come in, check out my new website, ropethejackpot.com. And the biggest thing that you guys can do to help me out and help the channel out is to continue to share the videos, especially if you are on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, if you're in any slot group, be sure that you share some of my videos, because that always does help out a lot. And I really appreciate that. Let's see. Are slots based on historical horse racing worth it? I found some around local bars. So actually, so these are the only machines that we have here in Wyoming, at least near me, and I think they're worth it. I actually have good luck on those historical horse racing machines here in Wyoming. I think the one here at our local bar, you can only play a maximum of $3, but there was a time that I was going into that bar every single day, and I would bring like $100. I'd play $3 spins, and I was winning over $1,000 every single day. And there's a lady here in town who she goes every day, and she'll win $2,000, $3,000, rack up $5,000 on them. So I would say they're pretty good, the historical horse racing machines to play. I would say they are pretty good. Why do some slots hit and not let you advance and stop the win count for several seconds? It really just depends on the manufacturer. Again, there are so many variables in the slot industry. Every single game really does kind of have a personality and mind of its own. Let's see. Brian says, thanks for the tips. I hit 1,000 on a $3 bet playing Blazing Sevens. Awesome. I love hearing those, guys. Again, if you've won and you want to be featured on my website, I'm going to try to do a testimonials page on the website. So go to ropethejackpot.com, shoot me over a message, especially if you have a photo of your win, shoot me over a message so I can feature that on my website. Is there a way to tell if a machine is getting hot besides waiting for it to hit? It really depends on the machine. Usually not. Usually there's not really a way to tell that if it's getting hot. But again, it depends on the machine. Any advice on the wild triple stripe progressive standalone? No advice on that, just because I'm not familiar with the game. If I'm not familiar with it, I don't want to give you guys bad advice. So if there's something that if I'm not familiar with, I will let you know. Must a progressive hit before the casino can retire the machine? The answer to that is no. The casino can take the machines out at any time. So the progressive does not have to be hit. There are some progressives that have sat in casinos for over 10 years and never hit. So Dean says follow the pattern. Depending on the machine, there might be a pattern to watch for. Still just waiting for some more questions to come through here, guys. Again, this was kind of a spur of the moment thing to come on here and do a live stream. Be sure that you hit the bell for notifications when I do go live or come out with some new videos. SA Slot Player, I will send some pics. Whatever we can do to help you grow, you got it. Thank you very much. Yes, you can send me some pictures. My email address directly, cowboyslots@yahoo.com, or you can use the portal on ropethejackpot.com to send those over. And I would like to, if I get enough of you guys that send me some photos and testimonials, I would like to set that page up tonight even and get that up. So that would be awesome. And again, another way you can really help the channel out, guys, and I can't stress this enough, be sure that you share the videos from YouTube on places like Facebook, Instagram, all of your social media networks. That really helps get the word out the best. And that truly helps me out a lot, because the more the videos get shared, the more YouTube's matrix or their metrics work and put the videos towards the top of the search engine and stuff like that. So be sure that you're sharing the videos and getting the words out there. It's hard to find old school machines anymore. Do they pay the same, the newer versions versus the older versions? They should pay about the same, yes, because again, those payouts are regulated by the law, so the payouts themselves should be the same. Um, it is getting harder to find those old school machines, unfortunately, just because parts are, like many things, parts are not as available today as they used to be. So a lot of casinos are just cycling those out. Um, do I still work on machines now, or do I just do it for fun? I do work on machines occasionally. Uh, back when I lived in when I lived in Arizona, I worked on machines all the time. Um, but here, it's mostly just for fun. And by the way, I do give free tech advice as well. So if you own slot machines at your house and you're having some issues with it, you're not sure what to do, I don't charge for any of that. So you can shoot me over a message and I can help you. I can help you out the best I can. Obviously, not being able to see it or look at it physically, I can't physically fix it for you, but I can give you advice and kind of direct you on what the problem could be on that. Can they change a class 2 machine via the server? Yes, they can, but those class 2 machines are not they don't rely on individual accounting per machine. It's all the server, and basically the machine just fully relies on the bingo server. So yes, they can change those. How much should you tip on a jackpot? It really depends. It's usually between one to 3%, or $20, whatever's closer. Thoughts on the green machine? These machines are really fun. I know a lot of people have played those. I don't know the technological aspects behind them, so I can't give you technical advice on the green machine. Um, but they are fun and they're actually getting more popular. Um, Sorry, guys, just going through. Dean says, "How do you become a slot tech?" The easiest way is try to just apply through the casino themselves. If you can't get into a tech position, you can always get into an attendant position and work your way up. And then the casino does train you, or they send you to the manufacturer for training. So you can always apply. And I always encourage people to, definitely, if you're really interested in the games, apply at a casino because that's the best way to learn. Amelia, I shared your videos on Facebook Messenger and Instagram to my families and coworkers. Thank you so much for your good advice. We are still trying to look for the patterns. Well, thank you very much, Amelia. I appreciate it. That is definitely very helpful. Is having those sharing the videos on social media. Appreciate you. The camera is good quality. What camera is it? So, when I first started the channel, I know a lot of people kind of gave me hell. If you look at a couple of my older videos, the quality is very, very low. And again, this was my first YouTube channel, and I did not realize that you can set the resolution when you're uploading things. So I did not set the resolution on those. But typically, my camera that I will usually use my iPhone 13 Pro for if I'm at the slot machines or if I'm doing videos at home or anything like that. I use a Canon EOS M50. So those are the machines that are the cameras that I use. But I'm getting better. Again, this channel is still new, and I'm still learning YouTube. There's a lot of things that I don't know about YouTube, so I'm still learning all that. And I'm trying to get you guys higher quality videos. It sucks because our internet is so slow and bad here that it takes forever to upload a video. I know my video on that I just recently uploaded, even though it was only an 8-minute video, it took it like 2 hours to upload. Is the process in changing a machine in class 2 the same long process on a class 3 machine? Same complicated process? No, it's not. So class 2 machines, again, since they do run on a bingo server, you typically just have to adjust the bingo server and not the actual machines themselves. Do you know much about the horse race based slot machines? I'm going to be coming out with a video on those. I kind of talked a couple minutes about that. I'll be coming out with a video on those. I have one slot just like yours, double diamond, and the knife is broke in 25 cents. I'd have to see it to try to evaluate how to fix that. Am I coming to Ohio anytime soon? I don't have any plans really to do that. Most of my travel, I stick around the West out here, but I will plan on eventually doing kind of a tour, and I'll let you guys know when that comes up, and I'll post a tour schedule on the website. Um, Shelly said I shared you on my community post for YouTube. Thank you so much, Shelly. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that a lot. The more word that gets out, the better. Ever been to WinStar in Oklahoma? No, I have not, but I want to. We just talked about WinStar a couple minutes ago. Eventually, I will be making my way out there. On multi-denom machines, higher denomination have better odds. Yes, the higher the denomination you go, the better the odds are going to be. Are the dice games like the large bubble craps game real and random, or is it all RNG? I would have to look into that. I never worked on those machines. So again, guys, if there's something that I don't know, I will tell you that I don't know it. But I can do my best to try to figure it out for you and let you know. Are tribal casinos able to set different payback percentages on different slots in the casino? It depends on their class. So it depends on if it's class 2 or 3. Any plans to come to Blackhawk? Yes, I will eventually be coming down there. Eventually. What do I do for a job right now? I actually own my own company that I work with right now, and then doing YouTube and stuff like that. And the company that I own, basically, I own various websites and do stuff like that. That's what I do full time right now, and I race horses. That's about it. One day, tell funny or horror stories about the casino, people behaving badly. There, you see a lot. You see a lot working in the casino. Some of it's very gross. Some of it's very interesting. Probably a good story of mine is catching counterfeiters, people trying to counterfeit currency. Most commonly counterfeited currency is the $10 bill, and we would catch that all the time at the casino. Someone would bring in a stack of fake $10 bills, and they would try to run it through the slot machine, and the slot machine will know that it's fake, and it will spit it back out, and then they would come to us and say, hey, the machine's not reading my money, can you break some change? Yeah, no, we check everything. And then it would always be funny because we'd call on the radio that we had a code to use for if somebody was using counterfeit currency, and we would try to stall them, and then all of a sudden, boop, the police would come grab them. So that was always fun. Button slappers, other than being noisy and damaging the button, there's really no good reason to do it. Am I right? Yeah, there's no good reason to do that, guys. You don't need to hit the buttons. Again, the machine doesn't care. So don't hit the buttons. That just breaks the machine and breaks the buttons, and those are tedious to fix. So where did all the old slots go? All the old slot games. Honestly, most of them, either the games themselves got retired, or most of the older slots, they just get taken out because of their lack of parts for them. Are you constantly on hidden cameras? The casino has a lot of cameras. They're not really hidden. So they have cameras for every section of the floor. They watch the floor. They're not necessarily watching you play your slot machine. They have bigger fish to fry than that. They're watching for any kind of issues or signs of money laundering, stuff like that, or people trying to cheat at the card table. Actually, I'll tell you this: most of the cameras that are directed on the slot floor themselves, even though they are watched, they're actually there more for doing rollbacks, because over a certain jackpot amount, surveillance has to do a rollback to make sure that the person was indeed the person that hit the button. Or like in the instance of a group pull, or if you have family members there, or if you and your spouse are sitting there and you're both playing the slot machine intermittent and there's a jackpot, surveillance will actually roll back the tape to see who pushed the button, because the winner of the jackpot is the person that pushes the button. So technically, if you are doing a giant group pull with people, the person that pushes the button hits a jackpot. Technically, that jackpot belongs to and gets paid to that person that pushes the button. So that's usually what the cameras are there for, is to do rollbacks and check to make sure who actually pushed the button and stuff like that, and make sure nothing shady is going on. Make sure you're not like dealing drugs or anything crazy like that on the floor. There's not somebody sitting up there watching you in particular play to make sure that you're, to see how much you're winning or losing. I know this because a good friend of mine works in surveillance, so I know that for sure. It would be funny because anytime I would go into the casino, he would shoot me a text and he'd be like, "Oh, that's a nice green shirt you're wearing," or something like that. So yeah, it's not that deep. The casino business is really not that deep. Since tribal casinos do not provide payout percentages for slots, how much lower do you think they are compared to Vegas slots? I would say they're pretty average. My guess would be is they were probably in the high 80s, which is still pretty low, but on the low end, probably high 80s. Again, that's just a guess. Don't hold me to it. Is there a switch they can flip to shut down winnings? No, there is not. There is not a switch for that. Do Keno machines, does it matter the numbers you pick, or do a quick pick? Really, I'm gonna get into that more when I do a video on Keno, itself. Depends on the state and group polls. Yes, that is correct. Patrick made a good point. Again, guys, remember that casinos are all regulated by the state and by the tribe. So every area is different. Some places don't allow group polls at all. Other places, it really just depends. But majority of the time across the board, the person that pushes the button is the jackpot winner. But again, that could be different in your state or tribe. So always double check that and make sure. None of the info that I ever give you guys is meant to be a, guarantee by any means, because it all depends on your location. I'm just going through some questions here. Again, guys, for those of you just joining us, or if you missed while I wait on some more questions to come in, help me out by sharing my videos on Facebook, especially Facebook slot groups. So if you are a member of any slot groups on Facebook, definitely share some of my videos, because that is the only way that this channel gets out there, is just through organic sharing and so on and so forth. So make sure that you share that. Can the state change odds remotely on their end? No, they cannot. The state does not have any control over that whatsoever. TBT slots. Hey, Cowboy, what are your thoughts on higher denom versus max bet amount? Do you feel has the better overall percentage for the payout? So I always recommend playing max on any denom that you're playing. And again, that is totally based on your budget and your ability. So do not force yourself to play more than you can afford to play. If you are budgeting, if you're trying to get the highest overall payback percentage, you want to focus more on the denomination itself rather than the max credits. So, for example, you would have better luck playing 1 credit at a $5 machine than you would 5 credits at a $1 machine. So I hope that answers the question. But again, guys, always remember to keep within your own budget. Don't stress yourself. Don't overextend yourself if you can't do it. So always make sure to stick within your own budget and do what's best for you. When is your next trip to Vegas? April 22nd. I will be in Vegas April 22nd. I will be there with Stacy's High Limit Slots. So I'm going to, again, I'm still working on my new webpage, ropethejackpot.com. So I do plan on putting a travel schedule up there for you guys to follow, and maybe have a link or something where if you guys want to meet up, you can kind of sign up in advance so I know how many people want to meet me, and I could set up kind of a group meet when I'm there. And there's not a charge for that. I'm not one of the I'm not a kind of person to charge for things. So if I do have a group meetup or anything like that, of course that would all be free. I'm not going to charge you to meet me. That's kind of ridiculous. I know some people do that. Some people are like, oh, purchase a $10 ticket to meet me. I don't do that. I think that's ridiculous. So I'll let you know when I'm there, and you guys can just come up and hang out with me for a little bit. Do I like Triple Red Hot slots? Yes, I do. They are great machines. Triple Red Hot actually has the same programming chip as Triple Stars does. Let's see. Gulf Coast slots. Hey, Cowboy. Slot machines are programmed at the manufacturer for RTP percent within the state law. So why does it seem that some casinos pay out better than others? So on the chips so the manufacturer, they do program the chips, but they program it with options. So they program it the lowest legal minimum, and then there's usually like 10 options or so for the casinos to choose from. So the casinos will tell them, oh, hey, send it to us with this percentage set, within the spectrum. And then some casinos might say, oh, well, we want to have looser slots than that other casino. So, we're going to order ours with 1% better or something like that. So there's a spectrum. It's not a guarantee. Like the state doesn't tell you you must set it at this percent. They say you can't set it below this percent. So you can set it anywhere you want to above that. And they tell the manufacturers what to do for that. Like those machines behind you, can I buy a slot machine? How much for one? I do not sell slot machines anymore, guys. So I had hundreds and hundreds of slot machines that I sold in my store. You can actually see a picture of my store at my website, ropethejackpot.com. Under the About section, you can learn about my shop. But I do not sell slot machines anymore. And actually, their prices have gone up a lot. Just like anything right now, the prices have gone up a lot just because they're getting older. Have you seen time periods or days of the week better when slots are looser? No, not really. You will notice a lot more jackpots going off when the casino is busier or on weekends, and that's just simply because there's more traffic on the floor. So you're bound to notice that more on the weekends. Let's see. Amelia, you're so humble, honest, kind. I think that's why a lot of us have become a fan right away. Thank you very much, Amelia. I really do try. Again, I will tell you guys, if I don't know something or anything like that, and I'm not here to charge you, I'm not here to make money. I'm just here to have fun and share my knowledge with you guys. So I appreciate that. Be sure to keep up the shares, keep up the likes, comments, subscribes. It helps the channel out a lot. The channel has grown tremendously, which is fantastic. But I noticed in the past couple weeks, it's been kind of slowing down a little bit. So help me out. Make sure that you keep up sharing those videos, especially the newer ones, because it helps out a lot. What's my take on the $100 slots? Are the odds better? I can't seem to win. The odds on the $100 slots are supposed to be very, very good. They're supposed to be some of the best. But unfortunately, yeah, they take a lot of money to play. But as for the odds, they are considered some of the best machines. Do casinos frequently change their payout percentage, like daily, morning, or night, or are they set when they receive them? The casinos do not frequently change the payouts at all. It's actually, honestly, guys, if you worked in the casino business, and if there's any slot techs that are on here right now, you can attest to this. In a Class 3 facility, it is a pain in the ass to change slot percent payouts, and there has to be a lot of people involved. It's like an act of Congress to do. So it's very difficult. So no, the machines are always going to make a profit for the casino. The casino doesn't need to change the percentage. They'll change it based on according to the law, and they'll leave it at that. Am I breaking any laws if I cash out an abandoned machine with credits left? Yes. Yes, you are. That is considered theft. I know a lot of times people will leave. We used to call them ticket snatchers. A lot of times, people, like, if you're playing like a $5 machine and they leave like a couple credits in the machine and they get up and they walk away and they're like, oh, I don't want my change. If you hit that cash out button and you walk around and you start doing that, if the casino catches you doing that, you will be trespassed from the casino. So that is considered theft. So just to let you guys know, if you see credits left in any machine, do not take them unless you want to get trespassed from the casino. Is there a pattern with Dragon Link? I would say no. I would say no to that one. TPT Slots commenting back saying tons of paperwork and red tape to change the payout percentage. There is. It is not a fun process to do by any means. So yeah, we as the casino do not change those payouts frequently at all. Can you request that a casino subtract a few dollars of the hand pay that just is over $1,200 to limit it to make it non-taxable? Unfortunately not. Taxable wins are considered anything over $1,199 or more. And that is not a casino thing. That is an IRS thing. And I know a lot of people, especially high limit players, they find it frustrating. They find it frustrating that, they have to pay taxes on a single win of $1,200 or more. And they get upset at the casino. But that's actually not the casino. So if you would like to, if you're one of those high limit players and you would like to have that change, then you can contact the IRS or the White House, because they're the ones that are in charge of that. They make the rules for taxables. So as far as being trespassed from a casino, how do they keep track of seeing you? It's the cameras. They will find you for sure. Do I know what the payout percentage is for Las Vegas right now, flying in on the 14th? Actually, I might just have that information for you. I have an email here. Let me look up emails from Nevada State Gaming Commission, if I can find it. I am not finding the email, but they do have it posted for the current quarter. So you can go on Nevada's Gaming Commission website and you can look at the report. They do have those percentages listed on there, broken down by the location and the property and stuff like that. What if you want to play the machine that has credits left on it? Can I cash it out and lay it beside the machine? Is that okay? Yes, that would be acceptable. Some casinos that would kind of consider that a gray area, as long as you're not physically taking the money. You can do that, and just be sure the person is actually gone and they didn't, run to the restroom. That irritates me so much when people do that. Like if there's a game I want to play and someone like puts a chair up or puts a cup up or something like that, and they say, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go, do something else." Guys, if you ever have to leave your machine when you're playing it, the slot floor will watch your machine for you. You just have to ask for a slot attendant or push that little service button on the machine and someone will come over to you and watch your machine. So yeah, make sure that you're not just taking money from people like that. TBT Slot says, call your senator and ask them to vote on a new $5,000 threshold for taxable winnings. Yes, that is the correct way to do it. Call your senator. Call your senator, call the IRS, make your phone calls. If that is a topic near and dear to you, definitely want to do that. Do cruise ship slots generally pay out the same as traditional slots? I did a whole video on cruise ship slots. Be sure you check out the library. And guys, if you haven't already, again, go through the library and check out some of these videos that I have posted, because I do have a lot of different videos posted, and I've answered a lot of comments in the comment section. So definitely check those out, because that'll help you out a lot. John says, thank you very much. I appreciate your videos, learning a lot from you. Thank you, John. Let's see. Swoosh22 says there is legislation pending to raise the IRS tax limit to $5K. Let's hope that passes. That would be phenomenal. That would be awesome if they did that. No one wants to pay tax on $1,200. Do I ever come to Michigan? I have not been to Michigan in years, but I will add it to my list. Dean says, don't know about the 5K limit. Uncle Sam wants every penny he can get. Yes, unfortunately, Uncle Sam does want every penny he can get. When it comes to taxes and stuff like that, guys, also just to let you know, because I have had a couple of people ask me for tax advice on doing their taxes for their winnings. I cannot legally give tax advice. So do not ask me for tax advice because I'm not a tax expert and I cannot legally give you advice on that. Christine F., love your channel. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Have I ever been to Washington? No, not for gambling. I haven't been to any casinos there. How does the machine determine what real combinations to pick when there are so many different combinations for the same payout? Again, it's in the programming. It's in the programming of the computer. Once you push that spin button, it determines something random out of its pool of numbers to put there on the screen. How much work would it be involved to get to change the slot threshold to 5K? Well, that actually is an act of Congress. So you can, I mean, however fast your House and your Senate and all the government people want to move on it, which is normally very slow. So would love to see you on the Oregon coast sometime. Definitely will be coming over there eventually. Mark says him and his wife will be there in Vegas April 24th through the 30th for their 34th anniversary. Well, happy anniversary, guys. I appreciate that. I will probably be gone by that point. I'm not going to be staying a long time. Just the weekend of the 22nd, I will be in Vegas. Tony says, ever since your channel started, I've won so much more frequently playing higher denominations on machines. Thank you so much, Cowboy. That's awesome. I love that. Again, guys, if you have pictures of your wins, I am trying to put together a testimonials page on my new website, ropethejackpot.com. So shoot me over a message on there. You can also send me an email, cowboyslots@yahoo.com. Shoot me over a picture. I would love to go ahead and set that website up. The more, the better. Are the $1 machines good to play for a budget of $500 to $800? I would say yes if you're just getting started. With a budget amount like that, I would try to play $5 though. I would try to do $5 slots. If you ever come to Colorado, hit me up. We have some cool mountain casinos. I've been to Colorado once or twice before for gambling over there at Blackhawk, but that was years ago. And again, for those of you just joining, I do live in Wyoming, so Colorado is my neighbor to the south, so I can come down there pretty much anytime, really. So that will probably be my next stop after Vegas. I hope to see you at Blackhawk one of these days. I will try to get out there soon. Well, we've been talking for about an hour and 20 minutes now. We'll go ahead and start to wrap up. So I'll answer some last minute questions because I don't want to make this too long. This video will be posted again. It will be posted in the feed. So if you missed the live stream or you want to go back and watch it from the beginning, you can always do that. Casinos are in favor of raising the 5K limit because of less labor and time it takes to process hand pays. That is true. All these messages coming through here. David says, hello, I found your channel a couple days ago. I dabbed in trading and cross-examining gambling odds, mathematic probability. Love the content you provide. Cheers. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate that. What are the steps involved to physically change each machine to the 5K threshold? That would be a process, especially on the older machines. So we'd have to go in and basically go into the programming of each machine and tell it to not Jackpot until 5K. So it would take some time, but the casino has enough people that they could work on it. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up this live chat here. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, please do share my videos on your social media platforms, especially if you are in slot machine groups. It helps me out tremendously. The more people we get out there, the better the channel can become. I did just start the new website, ropethejackpot.com. Right now, it's pretty bland, but it does have an About Me section, so you can learn about my background and my experience. And then also, please do, if you have won money using my tips, let me know, because I will start a testimonials page on the website for all of that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much again. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/cowboy slots. If you are on Facebook, I do have a Patreon page as well. So if you are wanting to help the page out or help me out anymore, you are more than welcome to do that. You can find me on Patreon. All of those links are located in the bio on the YouTube page. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning into this spur of the moment live stream. Hopefully I'll be bringing some more out to you. Make sure that you hit the notifications button, hit the bell, so that you get notified whenever I do go live or whenever I do start a video or post something new. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, awesome day. And as always, best of luck to you.